My name is Ryan Hester, and I'm a freshman here at Southern Wesleyan. Today, I was hoping you'd all indulge me in a little game of pretend. Imagine for a minute that I could give you the power to make anything. Now, let's not make you too powerful. We need a limitation. So, it has to be made out of plastic, which eliminates a lot. But if you think about it for a minute, you can still get pretty creative. Think about all of the things that you could make with that. All of the possibilities that there are. Better yet, what if you didn't have to play pretend? What if there was a technology that you could use to take an idea you had and push it into the real world? That's actually what I do for my job. I'm the 3D printer tech at the Makerspace in Rickman Library. I say that my job has three parts: education, accommodation, and restoration. In education, I lead trainings on how to use the machines themselves and also teach basic 3D design classes. In accommodation, I take care of the needs of professors when they need models for classes, as well as providing models for school events, such as Tide Warrior keychains at our last homecoming. Restoration, my personal favorite. I get to fix the printers when something goes awry, and I'm also responsible for basic printer maintenance. Now, before I continue, I should probably explain what a 3D printer is. That term describes a large variety of machines, but for the purpose of this speech today, I want to tell you about the original, the most common, and the most popular. That would be the SDL printer, or Selective Deposit Lamination. Now, an SDL printer works in one major way. It takes a small layer of plastic and puts it across a build plate. A build plate's a thin sheet of glass or metal. And it does that again and again and again until it's done it about 100 or sometimes a couple thousand times. Just depends on the size of your model. But all of those little layers add up until you have whatever you wanted it to make. We do this through the use of a slicer software, which is sort of the brain of the machine. It's what tells the machine how to make what you want. Now, this is a wonderful form of technology, and I got into it when I was in 8th grade. I became obsessed with these machines I was seeing that could really make anything. But I didn't fully understand the power that these machines had, or the fact that I was really looking at them in a golden age of 3D printing. See, 3D printing has been around since 1981. The first machine came out and it was great. It was an innovation, but clunky and obviously really expensive. Over the next 2 decades, the only people that really had access to 3D printers were large industrial companies, and they used them for manufacturing. But let's skip forward, and in the early 2000s, the first at-home 3D printer was released. It was hugely popular among a very small circle of people. See, it was like the early home computer. It was complicated, hard to assemble, expensive, the software was finicky, but to a niche circle of nerds, it was the future. And as this community began to develop the printers themselves, given at that point they were largely open source, we started to see better printers. And better printers ushered in a new market of buyers, and a new market of buyers created better printers. That's kind of where I came in, as this golden wave of people started coming into the 3D printing community. Suddenly we had advancements in 3D printing, from heated bed plates that helped prints stick on, to slicer softwares that you could actually change settings in. When printers first started, that wasn't possible. All of these things are things that I think 3D printers think are common now, but it's truly something that we only had within the last 2 decades. So why does this matter to you? Right? I'm telling you, you can make anything. Your students here at Southern Wesleyan University, you have full access to these machines. We have slicer softwares, design softwares in the Rickman Library, and you have open access to make anything. So do you want to join me in pushing what's in our heads into reality? Thank you.